Hello, welcome to Brightway TV. If you are new here, please subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss our next video. Biography of William Tolbert. William Tolbert was the 20th president of Liberia who ruled from 1971 to 1980. He started his political career as Liberia's House of Representatives member in 1943 under the platform of True Whig Party before being elected as vice president to William Tubman in 1952. He became president after Tubman's death in 1971 and was killed in 1980 by Samuel Doe-led coup. Tolbert was born on May 13, 1913 in Bensenville. The Tolbert family was one of the largest American Liberian families in Liberia, and his grandfather was a former American slave from South Carolina. His grandparents migrated to Liberia in 1878 during the Liberian Exodus. He started his formal education at Bensenville Elementary School and then his secondary school at Cromwell Hall Episcopalian High School, and in 1934 he graduated from the University of Liberia. Tolbert was a dedicated Christian and a Baptist minister. In 1965, he was the first African to serve as the president of the Baptist World Alliance. He was a member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, a professional fraternity founded at Howard University in Washington, D.C. in 1914. He also became Grand Master of the Masonic Order of Liberia. Tolbert succeeding Tubman brought some sort of calmness to Liberia's political scene. As president, he introduced certain reforms to bring stability to the country, even though the large economic gap between the American Liberian and the indigenous Liberians remained. Having been re-elected in 1975, his government was faced with allegations of nepotism. He was criticized by his people, the American Liberians, after introducing a program that brought more indigenous people to the government. His people accused the program as a platform of allowing peasants into the kitchen, while the indigenous felt the initiative was moving too slowly. Tolbert didn't want to hold on to presidency for life, like his predecessor, and in 1976, he worked for a constitutional amendment that would prevent presidents from serving more than 8 years and vowed to oppose legislators who were against the amendment. He adopted a foreign policy that he believed would bring development to Liberia as he established diplomatic relations with the Soviet Union, People's Republic of China, Cuba, and other Eastern Bloc. He was against Israel in the Yom Kippur War in October 1973 and spoke in favor of Palestinians, but he supported the US on the Vietnam War. He was chairman of the Organization of African Unity, now African Union, from July 1979 until his death in 1980. In May 1975, he signed a treaty for ECOWAS to create a common market in West Africa and also promoted regional economic stability. By the end of 1970, plans were put in place to start building low-cost houses in Monrovia, but the project was stopped by the Samuel Doe-led coup. Tolbert, as part of his reforms in 1973, returned Liberia to a two-party system from one-party state. Since 1844, the Progressive Alliance of Liberia, PAL, chaired by Gabriel Barcus Matthews, was recognized as the legitimate opposition party. Some other challenges that faced his government were the situations like the Maryland County ritual killing, which took place between 1965 and 1977. Anger Tolbert removed James Daniel Anderson, superintendent of Maryland County, for failure to report missing people and rise above the killings. Another challenge was the rice riot in 1979 when Florence Chenoweth, the Minister of Agriculture, proposed an increase in the subsidized price of rice. He claimed that by so doing, it would motivate farmers to do more, but it backfired when on April 14th, about 2,000 activists took to the streets in a peaceful protest, but the protest was hijacked by hoodlums and riot broke out. In March 1980, Tolbert banned the activities of PAL and arrested Gabriel Barcus and accused them of treason. Months later, on April 12th, a coup led by Samuel Doe took place with violent attack, and Tolbert was killed with his body dumped in a mass grave with other victims of the coup. He was married to Victoria Hoff and they have 8 children. What's your take? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share and subscribe to our channel.